Right, what's up, Amayan? And today I will tell you about a tool known as Ventoy. This is a tool is an open source to create bootable USB drive for any ISO image, including Windows, Linux, and many more. Well, this is probably the best one I've ever used. The best thing about this tool is that you can simply use it once and make almost every OS that you want to use. Also, you can use it to make multiple ISO bootable USB drives, and also you can use your USB drive as an regular one. So you do not need to reformat the USB drive again and again. Well, it supports a huge list of Linux, Unix, and Windows operating systems. So this is probably the best one, and this is the only one that you'll ever use. You can also support ChromeOS. There are lots of tested OS. This is the link. I will provide the link in the description. And it has very benefits, and this is probably the best one I've ever used, and this is the only one I'm gonna use forever. This is 100% open source, simple to use, very simple, and probably the best one. It does not mess with your ISO image, so your ISO is never gonna be go corrupt. So this is the best one that you will ever use, and also you can use it on any Linux, Windows, or Ubuntu or Chrome OS device. So probably the best tool for making great bootable USB drives. So let me show you how to download it. On Windows, we need to go to this link and all the way down to see. Here you can see there are some installation instructions, compile instructions, and there are some documents, FAQs, form, donation, and a lot of stuff. Well, we need to go to the pinned page. This is the Ventoy page. This is will provide the source code for everything. A new bootable USB solution, probably the best one that you will ever use. This is all the source code. If you want to test or use that, well, we don't want to use it, we're simply gonna go into releases. This is the latest one. I will provide the latest release link as well, and here you can see there in assets you can get the I am using Windows, so you can use it for Linux and all the stuff, but for this I'm gonna be using the Windows only version. So let me download it. Let's wait for it to finish the downloading. This is gonna take some little time. For demonstration, I'm gonna also download some Linux software because I am already using Windows. I have already downloaded Kali Linux because this is the one I want to use right now. This is for my own stuff. Well, I will show you some other stuff as well. First, let me tell you how to download the Kali Linux file. Search Kali Linux on Google, go to download and get Linux. I will be using the installer image because I want to dual boot my device. I will make a complete video on it later. First, I'm gonna tell you about this tool only. I have already downloaded it, so I may not be downloading it again. This is how you can download it. Now, as you can see, Windows is downloaded completely. Let's extract it here. Okay, the extraction is complete. Let's open the tool. This is the Ventoy to disk, and we need to run it as administrator. And now all I need is to connect my USB drive and press refresh so it can detect my USB drive. Now I have plugged in my drive. Let's refresh it. Okay, now it has detected my USB stick. Now let's just install the Ventoy. This is gonna format my device for the first time. It's not gonna format it again and again. So this is the only time it's gonna do this. Let's wait for it to finish the installation. Well, now the Ventoy software is completely installed on my device, and its name has changed to Ventoy as well. Okay, so if you wanna, let me show you some other stuff as well. This is the latest version. If you get an update and you wanna update your currently installed Ventoy tool, let me show you how to do that. You just simply need to download the Ventoy again, the latest version, and run it as administrator. And now, as you can see, it is giving me update option because I have already installed it. Let me show you how to update that. Well, the best thing about this update is that your ISO images are not destroyed. Just simply updates the package that is already installed and does not format or reformat your drive. This is probably the best way, and I think everyone should use this tool. This is the completely best replacement for Rufus and other stuff. Well, now let me show you how to make a bootable drive. All you need to do is copy your ISO image and send it to your USB drive. Simple as that. Let's wait for it to finish the copying process. Let me just skip it for you guys. Well, the copying took a lot of time certainly because my USB is very slow. And now as you can see, I still have some space left in my USB drive, which means I can use another operating system to make a bootable image of. Let's try another one. For this, I'm gonna be using Linux Mint because that is very lightweight OS and probably the best one that I use for Linux, simple. Well, but sometimes if I am using ethical hacking, so I will be using Kali Linux, but in other cases, I will use Linux Mint. So let's download Linux Mint from here. I will provide this link as well. Simply just download the world one. I have already downloaded Linux Mint, so I will not be downloading again, but this is how you can download Linux Mint again. Okay, now let's get back to Ventoy again. Now I got still some space left on my USB drive. Let's open Ventoy again. If remember, if you wanna update Ventoy, you can update that, but I'm not gonna be using that. I'm gonna simply copy my Linux Mint file to my USB drive, and I think this is also gonna take some time, so let's skip it right now. Okay, now I have two of my ISO images copied to my USB drive, and I think we still have a little bit of storage left, so I'm gonna show you that you can also use it for storage. So it's not gonna be only used for ISO image, so let's copy these there. Well, this is just as using a simple USB drive, nothing major. It's only that a single partition of the USB drive is used to install the Ventoy software, and you can pretty much install any ISO image from that. Quite easy stuff. Okay, now I have installed two of my ISO image and I am still using it as my storage USB drive. Okay, now let's just boot into my USB drive and let me show you how to use Ventoy. Let's shut down my computer. Now all you need to do is to go into the boot menu of your PC or laptop or your computer. Well, I'm gonna go into BIOS or boot menu, whichever works for you, and select the SMI USB disk. And now it's gonna give me the Ventoy interface. First, let me show you. We get two options, Kali Linux and Linux Mint. Let's go into Linux Mint first, boot into normal mode and start Linux Mint 64-bit. This is the latest and the greatest one available. This is the live image, so you can use your USB as a live USB drive for your ISO image, and also use it as an installer to install your operating systems on other devices as well. Well, it also works for Windows, but in the next video I will be showing you how to use Ventoy in Linux to make a Windows operating USB drive. That will be very great. Well, let's wait for it to start up. This is the first time I am starting the Linux Mint, so this is really taking a long time. Well, if you do it multiple times, so it's gonna remember the cache data and not gonna take some time that it's taking right now. And now as you can see, Linux Mint is currently working on my laptop. So I still got a huge spot here. Let's power down and let me show you how to use the other one. Let's wait for it to power down. I'm gonna press enter to shut down my Linux Mint OS. Okay, now let's get back into our boot menu. Okay, I'm going into the boot menu, and now I'm gonna selecting the SMI USB disk. And now this time I'm going to select the Kali Linux and start the graphical install. See, as you can see now, I am using a bootable USB drive to boot two of different Linux softwares. And it also works for if you're using Linux and Windows together as well. Well, Windows was a large file, so I just had a little bit of 8 GB file, so not gonna work that. As now you can simply install Linux on your PC. Anyway, that's been it. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. And subscribe as well.